You walk into a room, a stranger in a white coat is waiting for you. And you do something extraordinary. You believe them. You let them put you to sleep, cut you open, stop your heart, and start it again. You swallow a pill from someone you met 10 minutes ago, and you trust it will save you. We call it medicine, but underneath it, something much older. Does the medicine heal you, or does believing it will? Because for almost all of human history, there was no white coat to believe in. Step back 200 years into almost any village on Earth. For thousands of years, healing was herbs, prayer, and luck, in that order. The doctor was as likely to kill you as to cure you, bleeding you, guessing. A knife, a leech, a prayer. When your child burned with fever, there was no one to trust, only someone to beg. 1 in 3 children gone before 5. That was normal. So imagine a man finally appears who can actually heal you. A man who studies your blood under glass and then kneels to pray beside your bed. People did not just thank a man like that. They prayed to him. His name was José Gregorio Hernández. Born in 1864 in a mountain village in the Venezuelan Andes. A brilliant student, his country sent him to Europe to learn the newest medicine on Earth. He came home carrying a strange new instrument. A microscope, the first ones his country had ever used to heal. He opened Venezuela's first bacteriology lab and taught that disease had causes you could see, measure, defeat. Invisible things in the blood, made visible. He believed the body was a machine, and a machine can be understood. And every morning before the laboratory, he knelt in an empty church. The instrument, the rosary, the same 2 hands. He never saw a contradiction. To him, studying the body was one more way of admiring what made it. He treated the poor for nothing. And when they couldn't afford the medicine, he paid for it himself. The whole city knew him, the doctor who would take no money from the hungry. Now, this pattern is older than him and far bigger than him. In ancient Greece, the sick would sleep in the temples of the healer Asclepius and wake believing the god had healed them in the night. Every age builds a figure it can hand its fear to. José Gregorio would become Venezuela's. Then came 1919. One evening, he left his house to buy medicine for a patient too poor to buy her own. Crossing the street, he was struck by one of the first cars in Caracas. He died that night. He was 54. And his city did something no science can explain. It began to pray to a dead doctor. Within days, his portrait was in 1,000 homes, on buses, in pockets, on altars. People spoke of cures, a pain gone, a fever broken, a surgery survived. Not from his medicine, he was gone. From his memory. Here is what makes his story impossible to wave away. Belief does heal the body. Not always, but measurably. Give a patient a sugar pill they think is real, and their pain can genuinely drop. Brain scans show it. Belief releases the body's own painkillers, its own dopamine. It's called the placebo effect, one of the most studied facts in all of medicine. Even the pill's color and price change how well it works. The story we tell the body matters. Stranger still, it can work even when patients know the pill is fake. The body listens to the story. We tell it. So is faith a kind of medicine, or is medicine a kind of faith? 100 years after he died, someone finally had to decide. Because to make him a saint, the Vatican did something unusual. It called in doctors. A board of real physicians had to find one healing that science simply could not explain. They found a girl shot in the head during a robbery in Venezuela in 2017. The surgeon said the wound was fatal from the very start. She should not have lived. Her mother prayed to José Gregorio through the whole operation. 20 days later, the girl walked out, speaking, remembering, whole. The church studied it for years and could not explain it. In 2021, they called it a miracle. 4 years later, a second unexplained healing sealed it. In 2025, they made him a saint. A committee of scientists adjudicating a miracle to honor a man who was both. Half his face lit by a candle, half by the cold light of a microscope. Was it the medicine or the belief? He is both answers, standing in one man. So, back to that room. The stranger in the white coat, the pill in your hand, the moment you decide to believe. It's the oldest thing we do. Sometimes we build them a lab, sometimes an altar. We have always needed someone to save us. We just keep changing what we call them. José Gregorio Hernández got both, the doctor of the poor, the saint of the microscope. Maybe wonder isn't the opposite of knowing. Maybe it's what's left when you know everything and still light the candle. If this moved you, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a story from the Wonder Archive. Next week, the night they came to murder the Liberator, and the woman who stood alone on the stairs and bought a continent its future, Manuela Science.